As Australians struggle to keep the lights on, there's a billion-dollar energy business buried in our own backyard. Lithium-ion batteries and their ability to store renewable energy have emerged as a massive international bestseller. And for Australia, that's great news.
Controller is now armed. If you hold down both of those fire buttons and don't forget to look up, then the shot will initiate.
Now?
Yep. Okay. Firing now. Well done.
Well, Liz, what you just fired, in 3 months that'll be in China, and 6 months that'll be in a battery.
That's extraordinary. So that's a boom.
Well, that's a bang.
That's a bang, but it's all part of what I think might be a boom. While our politicians continue to bicker away about the best way forward, it seems that many investors have already decided where the smart money is. With the insatiable demand for lithium-ion batteries has come a new mining boom in Australia. Western Australia is now the world's largest producer of lithium, which means that mines like this one at Mount Marion are not only helping to feed a hungry green energy industry, they're also making a pretty penny. It's not on the scale of iron ore yet, but the lithium industry is creating new wealth and along with it, new mining entrepreneurs. So this is the final product?
It is, and that'll get trucked and then on a boat for China.
Chris Reid is the managing director of Neo Metals, a large lithium mine outside Kalgoorlie. What is the value of the lithium mining industry in Australia?
Currently, the exports from Western Australia this financial year, we predict will be over $1 billion Australian dollars.
This is like hitting gold, isn't it?
Well, it's they call it the new oil.
And it is.
And it might replace it.
Australia's lithium fortunes come as more countries are committing to renewable energy, including India and China. China is your customer?
Absolutely. I mean, half the world's lithium batteries are made in China. Half the lithium production is in China, predominantly off Australian feedstocks. For us, the next step is to value add in Australia.
And make our own batteries?
Look, I think one day, certainly that can be done.
This, in your opinion, is an electric revolution?
Yeah, look, absolutely. And it's really the format of the batteries has got bigger. They're going in the phones, they're going in the laptops, now they're in the electric motorbikes, the cars, and now we're going to the largest format is renewable energy storage.
In Nevada, America, Elon Musk has a gigafactory pumping out thousands of lithium batteries in a building that only keeps growing. The batteries are to power his electric cars, but also homes. And they're already in use in Australia. So this is it?
This is it. This is the battery.
And how long does it take to charge?
On a nice sunny day, from 0% charge, it might take a few hours.
In Salisbury, South Australia, Michael and Melissa Powney installed a battery to store the energy produced from their solar panels as part of a trial with their local energy provider. And it immediately won them over when their home was one of the few to come through the storm that blacked out most of the state.
I suppose I didn't realise the impact of the power cut until we came home, and I think we confused the neighbours because our lights were the only ones on in the street.
Michael and Melissa now have a 1-year-old son, Theo, and the expanded family means home appliances are in constant use.
using the heater more to keep our baby nice and warm over winter. The dryer, because it goes through so much more clothes and all those sorts of things. And the microwave, just heating up meals. And yeah, it was just, I'm not working at the moment, being on maternity leave, so any savings is beneficial.
The couple monitors their power with the latest technology,
We've earned, just in this month, $32.
which helps them keep a close eye on costs. Your costs, you think, have been halved?
Absolutely. I think since we've had the solar system in, we would have saved thousands now.
Thousands? Oh, well, I guess you can't imagine what it might be like if you didn't have that battery.
Oh, well, we were seeing electricity bills of over $1,000 before we put the solar in. So I can only imagine what those bills would be looking like now if we hadn't bit the bullet and tried to nip it in the bud when we did.
Yeah, can you give me an update on that, please?
Despite the government's proposed new energy policy, little will change immediately for Australians grappling with their power bills. And with summer looming, Transgrid CEO Paul Italiano and his staff will also be watching supply.
So we have a summer peak demand driven by air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
And air conditioning, cooling is the biggest driver of electricity demand.
So when there is a blackout, do you feel you've failed?
Yes. Our role is to keep the lights on. That's what we're here to do.
And to keep its customers cool, Transgrid will be depending heavily on coal.
We can run it remotely from both regions, so on Tuesdays.
But Paul Italiano believes it is time we addressed our renewable energy options.
The amount of sun, wind and wave energy that we have available to us is the envy of the world. That if we properly configured our power system, we could have a substantially greater amount of renewable energy in it. In fact, we could lead the world in renewable energy engineering.
So you can understand why people feel dudded. We are experiencing blackouts and we can barely pay the price.
No one would argue that what we are doing at the moment is considered successful.
Do you have solar panels?
I don't.
Shame on you.
It's a big investment and I've got other priorities at the moment, but certainly I'm watching my power bill regularly.
Oh, you must be shocked.
Yeah, and we've been paying too much.
If Elon Musk had his way, the world would be totally powered by renewables and he'd be colonising Mars. He is a big picture man with big plans. But it might be his push for the modest lithium battery will prove to be one of the more significant steps in this electric revolution. You have been seen as a catalyst, somebody that is showing, gosh, there is another way.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing.
People in Australia should be proud of the fact that Australia has the world's biggest battery. This is pretty great. And that it will serve as an inspiration really to the whole world as well, to say that this is possible.